and welcome to the New World Review. I am Grand Line Waifu and I have a proposition for you. We have a lot to get through, so let's take a moment or two to appreciate a few of the crew on the journey with you. You know, I really didn't mean to rhyme all that and I'm not really sure where I was going with it in hindsight, so I think I deserve some thumbs up for it. Up or down is your choice. There's also a subscribe button somewhere. Click it. I said click it. Okay, let's go. Episode 46. 46? Yes, episode 46. This entire episode was a setup for the next one, and while I'm not upset about that, it meant that I struggled with this one because functionally it felt as though not a great deal happened. Now, don't get me wrong, or throw your computers or TV across the room, don't rip off your beanie. A lot did happen, but it was all cerebral. It was all through experiments and questions being raised for the future, which is great. We want that setup. We want to have the questions because by the time we get there, we want to know what all the hubbub is about, and we also want to know what the stakes are. Finally reaching a point, for example, where the three, I'm going to say underachievers at this point, though I think it's more that Kurapika is an overachiever. That three, reaching a point where they've realized they haven't seen Kurapika yet, the fact that they had no idea of current events as an auction they planned on getting into, the fact that they decided to spend their money on something that was an incredible long shot. Uvogin, Killua, and Leorio. How do you get anything done without Kurapika? Speaking of Kurapika, will he make a deal with Hisoka? Can we take a moment, because I didn't last episode, to note how beautiful the image of Hisoka sitting on that merry-go-round was? The idea that he specifically called Kurapika to this spot, probably because he wanted to look good in that particular location, is very Hisoka. And let's discuss this deal briefly. What is it Hisoka want? To be given access to what Kurapika knows while causing more chaos than he has to now? He wants to swing in the direction of the leader of the Phantom Troop. Would that make him the leader of the Phantom Troop? I can very much see a situation in which Kurapika manages to beat Uvogin and gets into the Phantom Troop while also getting into the good books of the boss he's currently being paid by. I'm seeing a lot of double, triple, maybe quadruple crossing happening, and actually I find that deliciously entertaining because we get to wonder when it will all come crashing down, assuming he doesn't immediately die in the next episode. The fact that Kurapika is thinking about it now rather than making an immediate decision suggests he still has his eye on the prize. Rage hasn't consumed him regardless of what that heavy metal theme he has says. Kurapika seems to be playing both the long game and, oddly, the short game. He's specifically going for his goals, and it seems to be a methodical situation. The idea that Melody is there at first gave me some comfort, but now I wonder that she's either enabling him deliberately or mistakenly. Either way, there are serious concerns about how things are going to turn out between them, especially if he's learning from her how to keep calm but still do the thing. Being in charge of the group he was originally a flunky for is a huge step up, and the fact that Melody helped with it says a lot. Why is she putting so much faith in him? Is she? What's going on there? Since she felt rage in him to begin with, she's been following him around and doing her best to support him. Why? It's not that I sense huge ulterior motives in her. She's the purest person in the show since Little Zushi, but it feels either super misguided or super planned, and I can't figure out which. Why did she put him forward as the best person to lead the group? Yes, in this context, he is the best person to lead the group, but we don't even know anything about Silent Guy in the black and white suit. We don't know about the others. Frankly, I'd have put Melody in charge. She's trying to get to the same place as Kurapika. Then again, I suppose if it came to it, Melody's probably afraid that Kurapika will kill anyone to get to the top, so if she clears the path a bit, he'll get to the top and she can follow in his wake. Much safer. Quite clever. We'll go with that. Okay, Neon, I'll bite. Why the mummy? Why is the mummy so important to you? What is it about a mummy that's causing her such distress, and what's going to happen when she acquires a mummy? Is it her mummy? Maybe it's her mummy. Ooh, what a strange kid. Daddy Nostrad respecting her wishes is a great situation, but at the moment, shouldn't the focus be on keeping her safe? Does disrespecting exactly what she wants affect her ability to see the future? Jumping around a bit because the episode jumped around a bit. So, more members of the Phantom Troop are hunters? Not all of them, or even a lot of them, but one, at least. The creepy, big-eyed one who looks kind of like Meliodas from the Seven Deadly Sins. The relationship between these characters is fascinating to me. They help each other out, they care about each other. Uvogin giving old mate a kiss on the cheek was really sweet. Reminding each other not to get careless was done in a way to show affection between the characters, and I really appreciated that as a way to see how the characters interact. It suggests they've been together for a long time and had time to build those relationships. Either that or they hate each other with a passion and they're keeping their enemies close. Hang on. He wasn't in this episode, but what happened to Piggy? Is he going to turn up soon? There are so many hanging parts in this series right now that I hope are resolved. I just hope they're resolved at full stop. It's an effect that has been deliberately pushed for, and I get that, but I do wonder still how it will all come together. For now, the music followed by silence as Kurapika and Uvo face off was delicious and allowed for Kurapika's hardcore throwdown to be received as fully as it needed to be. I want to get to the next episode, so let's do exactly that. Candy break. Good candy. Okay, so we had a lot of setup for this episode, but only one aspect of episode 46 actually came to a conclusion here. Uvogin, it was nice knowing you. Actually, you know what? It really wasn't. You were an awful person. Apart from that time you kissed your friend on the cheek before deciding to run off and fight a kid, also you had leech eggs in your pee. Oh God, the leech eggs. That's disgusting. Did we need to see that? A leech egg small enough to come out of male genitalia? No. Let's frame this another way. The number of eggs that came out and with their size, how big must his genitals actually be? Too big to use it. Okay, leech eggs. Moving on. It pleases me that they actually went to a deserted wasteland. The idea that they would have had to travel together. Did they go in silence? Did they chat? Did they stare each other down the entire time? I would do some pretty extreme things to have someone create art of them on a train or in a car and posturing over who would drive. That I would like to see that, please. The blood moon was a really nice touch, but it makes me wonder whether that's actually a Kurta thing or related to Kurta in any way. I doubt it, but I'm not sure and it's going to bug me. It's okay. Liam can tell you all whether it is or not right now. And I don't get to find out, so great. Kurapika has a full new outfit. I love that he has a style and he fully commits to it. Not only that, he looks schwank. Between Hisoka's schwing and Kurapika's stripping style schwank, I'm impressed at the forward momentum of this series when it comes to artistic choices. Speaking of artistic choices, the art in this episode was phenomenal from start to finish. There was a gleam to Kurapika that transcended what Uvo was doing. You could see in the art that Kurapika was going to win. The movement in his hair, the way the scene was lit, Uvo didn't look as menacing. There were moments of beauty where I was fooled into thinking that this was a closer fight than it seems to have been, but the colours involved, the depth that made things like Uvogin's eyes pop as he realised how much in danger he actually was. There was some really beautiful art that shone. The overall movement of the characters was great. The art of seeing them go all out despite, or maybe because of the Super Saiyan-ness of Uvo's Nen usage. We just didn't see that overt Nen usage with Kurapika, perhaps showing that his Nen energy was focused rather than overstated and that he was using in, I suppose, the entire time to conceal his intention. And the beautiful lack of colour in anything but Kurapika's eyes and the moon, that death was beautiful. Like, it was just artistically beautiful. Kurapika goading his opponent was a big moment for me and a big moment for Kurapika. The fact that he wanted to test Uvo's strength, the extent of it, to see how well he could control and handle the situation showed just how confident he felt about it. Or maybe not confident about winning, but confident about his convictions. He tracked down his prey, he caught his prey, and he killed his prey after learning all he could about the others he would hunt. Then he buried him. He gave Uvo more respect, I think, than Uvogin gave any one of his kills, and that's how we remember that Kurapika's the good guy. He's trying to dispose of evil, but he's also not willing to sacrifice his humanity or Kurta-ness to do that. The music of this episode was wonderful. It was a combo of the music used in the past and built on to give a sense of the familiar but new, stronger. Give me the best you've got was very much the theme here, and hearing Kurapika's musical theme layered on top of the original theme for fights used in the arena and back in the Hunter exam was great. We got a sense of growth from him in the way that we really haven't from any of our other protagonists for a while. I rarely actually discuss the note-taking process I have for episodes. I watch and write notes because I can touch type, so I can type what I'm thinking without losing the thread of what I'm watching. My note for the next topic of conversation is as follow. Took out his contacts. Let's see who is stronger. Scarlet Eyes become specialist. Oh, that's scary. Emperor time? Yes, that is how I write notes. They're epic and linked to how epic a moment is. This was a beautiful, important moment, and while I want to go into my notes more, I feel like they might have covered everything well. He took out his contacts, so we got to see his eyes blazing. Then we found out that he was a specialist, and oh boy, it was all over. We've been hearing talk of specialists this whole time. The idea that when he gets angry, when his emotion becomes engaged, he's a specialist is a great use of all those mechanics set up months ago. Those conditions, the rules, the spiders. What happens when they're all dead? I mean, beyond literally everyone else coming after him because he's now got a bounty on his head like the One Piece crew. The planning, all of it. He doesn't seem to have a plan for the long run beyond killing them all. Would he have to come up with a new weapon if he decides to attack anyone else for whatever reason? He won't ever have a grudge like this one, so he becomes less powerful as soon as his goal is completed. This was a dark episode. The amount of blood, the explicit calling out of how sick the entire situation made Kurapika, a gentle character driven to revenge, and the use of torture. Again, given the levity in which the series began, it seems to have escalated pretty quickly. I maintain that this is darker than anything that happened during the exam, no matter what you or Liam think. I didn't raise an eyebrow when characters were being eaten or people were getting their heads chopped off because we didn't see the extent of the gore. We didn't experience the psychological impact it caused both to the victim and to the character inflicting. Here, we got all of it in detail, and that's what makes this darker than the first or second arcs thus far. Despite that, something that could have made it darker and got Kurapika the knowledge he wanted was missed, and I wonder if it was deliberate. Kurapika could have put the condition on Ugovin's heart that the second he told Kurapika what he wanted to know, it would kill him. I know it would have put Kurapika in the position of having to wait him out, but it may have paid off in the long run. I don't know. It felt odd that he went that way as an intelligent character. Maybe it was literally because of the extent of the strain, and that says a lot, actually. I don't feel like it was a wrong move. I don't think it was a wrong thing to happen. I just feel like going about it the opposite direction was my instinct on that. It was also a remarkably similar power to Haiku Guy, so it was really nice to see that come back into play. And I wonder when he learned how to do that. I wonder whether Kurapika will contact Uvogin and Killua. There's a point he's hitting where he actually could just have his own spin-off series where we go to him for the drama, then follow the others for comic relief. The fact that he called Melody and stuck with the job as a priority shows where his mind is at. And maybe it's good for him to keep his distance, since Crollo actively wants him dead too now. I must say, I am loving this arc. I'm enjoying the thrill of it, the intensity, and many other things, but I'm really hungry, so that's it from me because I need to find food. If you enjoyed this, continue the conversation in the comments and on the Discord server. Click here, here, or here, or here, or something. Like what you like, dislike what you don't, and don't tell me, don't let me is that me telling you secretly what to do? Who knows? I don't. Feed me.